I always have a time of it setting up my camera here. Give me a minute. I'm not sure how that's going to look. Good morning, good morning. It is Thursday, January the 22nd. I'm finally back online. I had to convince myself to come online this morning. I said, Meri, you need to do your lives. I said, I want to go back to bed. No, no, no. Okay, well, here I am. And let me get set up on my other device over here so that I can see my channel. Let's see my live streams. There I am. Yeah, I've had let me turn the sound down on here. I've had a couple of interesting weeks that wore me out. I've got some light shine here. Let's cover that up. And there's Teresa. Good morning, Miss Teresa. Good morning, good morning. It's good to see you. I'm going to leave it kind of zoomed out for now because I'm going to be doing a haul where I have a large item. So, and there's Linda. Hi, Linda. Now, I've noticed that in my general settings, I get that funny, and you guys aren't seeing it. I'm going to see if I can find out what that is. It's on Linda's ID. It's that funny XA thing. And I thought I saw it in my settings. And since I'm on a little early, let me see if I can't get to it here. And of course I got an ad. I have several things I want to do this morning, but it looks like I'm starting out with, let's see, was it in general? No, was that it? It says languages, preferred language, and I have the app language as English, but I don't know why that is showing up on Linda's ID. That if you go to, I don't know if you'll see it or not, but right after Linda's ID, I see this funny, well, XA, where did it go? It's right here. I see that on Linda's ID, and I'm not sure why. It doesn't give me any hint why I'm seeing that on Linda's. Hi, Sylvia. Welcome in. Hello, London. Hello, London? What does hello, London mean? All right. Well, I'm not going to worry about it too much. I don't think I saw it before, and I don't think you guys are seeing it. And when I click on Linda's icon, I don't see anything that I see. Pin message, report, remove. We're not going to do that. Go to channel, hide channel. We're not going to do any of that. Good morning, Sylvia. She says, I got to get my money maker out the door. Oh, now it disappeared on Sylvia's, on Linda's. I only speak English. Me too. I don't understand. That showed up when you said, hi, Mary, and it didn't show up when you said, I only speak English. I don't understand what's going on. So I got my beautiful Cynthia hearts. Now this is for 1998, but the days and the months match 2026. And here it is, Thursday already. Almost the end of January in 2026. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I wonder if I move this. I'm going to play a little here. Hopefully I won't jar anything. No, I can't move it. I don't like what my camera is doing. And it's being very stubborn. Well, that's a little better. A teeny bit better. Okay. So I want to go through some hauls. I've had this haul from Rebecca for a couple weeks. I've got another one coming from her, but I haven't been streaming, so, and I think I have one coming from Jacqueline. I don't think she sent it yet. All right, let's see what this is. Let's just see what I have here. I've got to quit buying this stuff. How do you quit when you love it all? I see there's a, is that soap? Apple cinnamon soap, honey, aloe, and mango. Soap bases, apple cinnamon fragrances. I'll take that in the bathroom. We'll come back to this. Let me put this envelope up. Let's go through the fabric. I bought a lot of white here because what I want to do is use it for dyeing. I have some Japanese indigo growing out in the kitchen that really needs to be cut. And this is fairly thin. And I think this will dye up very nice. I'm going to leave this out. There's quite a bit of it here. I'm going to leave it out and throw it in the machine. I don't know. It's going to get a water bath anyway, but we're going to keep that out. And then I've got some little pieces here. Some Battenberg lace piece. This will be fun for slow stitch, which I am working on with K3N cloth tails. Got a little piece of lace here. Pretty lace. Got some really tiny. Oh, you guys aren't seeing. I need to zoom in. Hold on. Let me zoom in. I'll have to zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. Hold on. Hi, Sylvia. Thank you so much. That was so sweet of you. Let's see if that's too much. It may be a little bit too much, but you can see what you see here is I think this is a quilted. I think that's quilted. Real tiny quilting. I'm not sure. It's very textured. And there's several pieces of that. Looks like little scrap ends. There's a larger piece. I'm not sure how they did this. It was probably done on the machine. It does look like it's been quilted. It's very textural. And here's another piece of it. Very interesting. Here's an end piece that had writing on it. This will be fun to do slow stitch on. I think I might wash it though. It feels like it needs to be washed. I think I'll throw that in with the other piece. And here's some green felt. I can live with that. I'll come back to these smaller pieces. Here's some pretty yellow. It's not lace, but it looks like lace. It's kind of a silky. I think this is probably the front of it here. On here, and I think, well, that could be the front. Boy, I'll tell you, it's pretty. Whether that's the front or the back. I do have some papers out. Jacqueline's Sunshine Journal. I thought I'd work on that a little today. Here's another piece of white I think I'll wash. Throw all that in the machine. Here's some black. Pretty, kind of a velvety color, a deep dark, I think it's black. That is beautiful, isn't it? I got these from Rebecca Wills. She sells on Sunday afternoons. And this is a couple weeks ago. Here are some metal pieces. Some filigree. And here is a beaded dangle that she did. That's really pretty. Oh, it's a pin to put in your glue bottle. It's kind of, let's see. I don't know, it might be, for this one, it might be too small. Because I took the little pointy thing off. No, it's gonna fit. My Fine Art glitter glue. We'll just leave it in there. Ooh, how pretty is that? We'll give this one back to Penelope. It's kind of grimy. Just give me the grimies, Mary. All right. I have here, it looks like a bundle of scraps. And I think she said, use it for whatever. Oh, and look, there's a gift. It says gift. Isn't that pretty? I'll put that in one of my journals. Thank you, Rebecca. I've got another package coming from her. And then I've got some fabric scraps here, or pieces. I don't know if they're scraps. Not, yeah, I think well, fabric pieces. This is a purpley color. Isn't that pretty? I might have to zoom out here in a minute. Let's see, let's put these filigree pieces. And, yeah, oh, these are pretty. Ooh, I'm loving these colors. And then there's some odd pieces here. I don't really go for this type of design, but there is a part of a peacock there. Let's see what else I have here. I like the peacock peeking in. I got two of them here. There's one there and one down there. So I guess I can live with it. And here's another. I think she meant that all in a pack of burgundies and purples. I'll put that back in the bag. Thank you very much, Rebecca. And then let me move the fabrics off. I think I'll put them back in the envelope. And I think I'll put this piece of chenille with it because I didn't get it this time, but I think I probably got that from Rebecca at one time or another. There's the opening. And I bought a bunch of fabric pieces at the thrift store yesterday. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Woohoo! Oh, Sylvia, that's so sweet. She said, Mary's on, the world is right. Let me zoom out a little now. I zoomed in so you could see the texture on that. How is that? Yeah. I don't like my camera set up. There. Let me go in just a little. Okay, this is a bag of scraps. And I'll probably junk journal with this. Ooh, what's this? Alphabets? Looks like it's alphabet stickers. That'll be fun to play with. Here's a little pattern thing. Let's see what else is in here on the other side. Let me flip it over. Just a bunch of little script. Like, I don't have enough scraps, but let's hold on to this for a minute because I got something at the thrift store yesterday, and I'm not even going to attempt. Well, I'll just kind of show you. Little strippy strips here. These are good. I'll use these. I have a use for them. And I'm not going to attempt to go through each one. But believe it or not, we buy each other scraps. But you know, the thing of it is, with buying scraps from other people, you get things you don't have. Here's a piece of a pattern, I think. I got patterns, but you get things you don't have. Let me put this all back in there. I might come back to this today even. We shall see. Boy, there's a lot of them here. I got my money's worth. I got my money's worth. Okay, so that's my haul from Rebecca. And it's a haul from a couple weeks ago because I've been holding on to it. Hi, Nancy. Welcome in, Miss Nancy. Thanks for popping in. Let me go to all messages here. I didn't bother to set up my... Whoops, got an ad. Right when I was trying to go to the chat filter. All messages. And let me set my quality up to 1080. Okay, so I have a thrift haul. Let me grab a part of it here. Let me get this calendar out of the way. I've been wanting boxes because I'm still doing a lot of sorting. And I saw this big hat box. It's a hat box. But I won't use it as a hat box. I think it's got two handles. No, I guess you can carry it this way, but who would want to carry it that way? That would, I guess if you just had a hat in there. But anyway, this will be and I might have to zoom out again. Let's see what shows. Okay, I think I'm all right. I got fabrics This obviously is Christmas. Partridge in a pear tree. And here's just some plaid. Here's some kind of trim. I'm going to keep that out. This I couldn't figure out. I guess you knit this. And I don't know if it's knitted in there already or not. It's called a fabric knit. Now, I don't knit, but I could crochet. It says knit with pre-cut. I'm not sure what that means. I think it's already knitted in there. I don't think I have to knit it. And then you get the fabric and the fabric strips. Now, I'm not so helped on that fabric, but I've got plenty of fabric and I bought more today. So that might be something I'll play with. This, I've been looking for a calendar, and they had a friendship one. And I don't care what date it is. Let's see, today is the 22nd. It doesn't go by year, so it just goes by day. And it's a friendship calendar. And I think I will do the desk scatter on this. And it opens up. I did that 1 year, and we really had a lot of fun doing it. I got a book of lists to live by. So I'm going to put that out in the other room because I want to be reading that. I bought this little embroidery kit. It was only, well, it was marked $6.99 in the store, but I think I got it for like 60 cents, 59 cents. So I'll work this up for sure. A little bee for 69 cents or 59 cents. Then this one I hesitated on. And then finally I went back and got it because I said, Mary, if you want it, get it. And let me get it out here. She wrapped it all up nice for me. It's a little bird. 2 little birds. And I paid $1.60 for it. It's not, but it's nice. And I've got some owls, and these birds are going to go with those owls. About the owls over there on my little display. I should show that to you guys. So that's all that's in there besides paper. So I'm going to put these things back in here for now. Oh, but this is not the end of it. This is just the hat box. Let me take it off. Oh, am I? No, that was only. Welcome in. If I miss saying hello to you. Sometimes my screen does not zoom. And if I miss saying hello to anybody, it's not on purpose. Okay, let me get this off. And then I have a big sack of stuff. Let me put this out of my way. And it's big, so I'm not going to put the whole sack. Well, we'll start with, I haven't been shopping for a while. And I love to go to this little needlework store. And I always get these county registers. I haven't read this one yet. This is for the January issue. But there's a lot of fun reading in here. It's mostly about quilt shops, and I don't quilt. But this little store does beading and quilting. They used to do a lot of scrapbooking, but not so much anymore. And I can get tatting things there. And these are free, so I always grab 2 because they always have leftovers at the end of they come out January, February, I think. This one is, yeah, January and February, then so they'll have another one in March and April in the spring. And I like to get them. They've got fun little things in them besides quilting. But like here's cookie dough truffle recipe. Of course, this is all the houses. They're already promoting their annual shop hop. And journal promises. What is the lesson that I learned last year? Oh, journal prompts. Oh, that's cool. What is the lesson I learned last year? What are my top 3 strengths? What is the fear I want to overcome? There's a whole bunch of journal prompts there. A little puzzle, reading about quilting. Classic hot chocolate. So there's just, I like this little, here they've started doing these little projects. This one is a door hanging. I really don't do that type of stuff, but maybe I should start. Making resolutions that last, jumpstart the new year, roasted carrots with vinaigrette. That sounds good. I do like carrots. Learning sewing and needlework with grandma and great-grandma. It's a little article there. Fresh snow, fresh starts, Valentine ideas for friends. Top 10 snow day ideas. Okay, you guys down south are going to have a ice and snow day this coming weekend. Here's what you can do. You can watch your favorite movies. That sounds like a good idea. You can build a blanket fort. Ooh. Arts and crafts project. You can play board games. You can play in the snow. I think you guys are going to get more ice than snow. Bake a treat. I don't know. I'm not a weather forecaster. Bake a treat. Drink hot chocolate. Play a card game. Read a book. And listen to a podcast. So those are all things you can do when you're having a snow or ice day. Stress relief. Be good to yourself. A new beginning. I like to cut these out and put them in my journals. Mangelsons. What I usually do is cut up one of these, and then I'll keep the other one for reading, and then when it gets old, I cut it up too. So I always grab those when I go to my little thrift store. And here's what I got at the, not the thrift store, the quilt store. Here's what I got. I got these little things to play with. I thought I could tap with this. This is little Lion Brand yarn, kind of samples, I think. $1.75 for them. That's probably too much to pay for that, but it was retail, so there you go. I also got, since I kind of paid too much for those, this was fill a bag for $3 with all sorts of beads, and you could choose what you wanted. And let me pull out one here. I might have to zoom in again. Let me zoom in so you guys can see better. Hold on. Let me stand up. I got these. Now it might be zoomed in too much. I'm playing with my zoom this morning. I got a whole bunch of these little flat ones. I think they are so cute, and they have the little hanger there. I thought how fun it would be to put something in there. The hanger's kind of interesting because it has one on the bottom and one on the top. Let me hold it up so you guys can see it better. Isn't that cool? And I got a whole bunch of them because I could pick what I wanted. And then I got some other type of beads that I just filled in. I didn't want to pig all of these up. Now, I left some for somebody else. But I got severals. Let me close this up again. So I thought that was a bargain. And then I got a bargain here. Oh, this I thought was a bargain too, because Usually these at this shop cost more, but these are filigree items, and they're kind of flourishes. They don't have the little hangers on them, but these would be fun to put in journaling, and I think I got 4 or 5 of them in here. So usually they mark their beading stuff up, and I can't afford to pay $5 for something like that, but this one wasn't $5. And then these are the ones that Rebecca sent me, so I'm going to keep these. Should have a jar. I'll keep them out for now. Then this I thought was a bargain because this was only $1. And there were a couple of these. I probably should have gotten more. These are all strung together. And it's all beaded. And, you know, you can take this apart. Is it got a clasp here? No, that's just all tangled together, but I don't care because I'm going to snip them. They're ones that you can take apart. So I'm going to be playing with that, and they're all gold and kind of a off-white and a crystal. And, you know, me and gold. So I thought this for $1 was a good bargain. So sometimes I don't get bargains and sometimes I do. I didn't buy any fabric. I looked at it all. I had a lot of Halloween fabric out. I'm going, Halloween's over. It's Sweetheart Day. Oh. All right. So I'm just going to put all these back in for now, just to get them off my desk. I had fun shopping yesterday. I wore myself out. I didn't get home till 6:30, 7 o'clock, after 7. 7:15, my brother was watching his not Prices Right, but he likes to watch Wheel of Fortune. Then I got this off a marketplace. This is a little wooden box of alphabets. And it's the capital letters and the small letters and the numbers. And I don't use these a lot, but I thought it was a bargain. It's kind of hard to keep them in order here. Come on, what are you doing? No, he's not going down this way. He doesn't quite fit. Well, let's snip that off. We'll make him fit. Where's my scissors? I'll snip off a piece here if I can. Ooh. That's very hard. Huh. Well, I'm going to take it out for right now. That's wood. That's why it wasn't snipping. It doesn't fit. Fits that way. They put it in there, but I can cut a piece of cardboard. And it's to separate the small from the caps from the numbers. It doesn't quite, oh, I see. There should be slits there. That's what's going on. That's why it didn't fit. It didn't go in the slit. Get in there. They're wiggly. Don't need to cut it, I just need it to go in that slit. There we go. Oh, now it popped out over here. There. Alrighty. So these are the caps, and they're all in order. And I'm hoping that when you draw a line, like you have a line here, let's take out this small a. If you put it on your line and then do the next letter, they should space out, I'm thinking. So I got that. That was a fun little, paid $5 for it, but oh well. I wanted it, so I got it. Let me put it over here. Now this teapot is not a new purchase. I've had this before Christmas. But what I thought it would be fun to do, and I'm hoping that lid will stay on. I might have to retape it as I use it, because I don't want it to, well, we'll just, I don't see a lip on here. There's no lip, so you got to be careful. What I thought I would do is put these numbers for my unfinished projects, and I am doing a lot of sorting. I hope to start the unfinished project, but what I need to do, let me get this out of the way for now. I need to dump all of these out and find my last highest number, because I didn't keep track. And I have a lot of unfinishes. But this is from Miss Becky at Beck's Creations inspired this. And I lost track of my last highest number. So I'm going to unfold these. I folded them up real nice so that I couldn't peek. I've got one left in here. So be patient with me and but I thought it would be fun to reach into this little glass teapot and pick my numbers. Gotta make it fun. So I'm going to put all of these out. This is 4. That's not a high number. 14. That was getting up there. That's 2. That's 13. 12, 13, 14. I think it was like 15 or 16. But I got to keep track. I'll write it on one of those blanks. That's 3. 17 unfinished projects. I think that's 1. Tatting journal. We have a tatting class today. It's a shuttle. Here's 16. I think it's 16 or 17 is the highest. It's a shuttle tatting class, which I struggle with, but I might be able. That's 10. I'm going to put it over there. I'm going to determine I'm going to learn to shuttle tat, though. There's 15. So far, 16 is my highest number. Let's put all of these over there. 5. This is one I did not have a number for. We'll have to number it. 8, 7. These are all blanks here, so I'm about done with this. 6. 'Look behind you and pull something. Sort. Bind journal pages. These are all in bags. unless it's a look behind you one. 11. Okay. So, let's, this would be, get a pen out. This would be 17. And this will be 18. And my highest number right now is 18. And I'll keep that separate. Now, I'm going to fold these back up so that I can't see what I'm pulling. I'm not going to pull today, but I thought putting them in this little teapot would be, just make it fun. Just make it fun. Maybe I'll look for another teapot for giveaways. Although I'm not going to do many more giveaways until I get my giveaways sent. I have a lot of things I need to mail. Meri's horrible with Happy Mail. She's gonna shape up. Shape up, Meri. Gotta make it fun. Then I can just shake her up when I get ready to play. That'll be a different live stream. Now I watch a lady on YouTube. It's a DIY channel, do it yourself. And she had one of these glass teapots just like this. And she put candles in hers. But it's been my experience that when you burn a candle in I have some that I bought, and the soot gets all around the top of rim. So I'm not going to put candles in mine. 15, 12. Okay. And these are just blanks here. And I'll just put them down at the bottom. If I find another unfinished project, I'll write it down. Now this, I think I'm going to put in a baggie. Let's combine some of these. Let's combine these from Rebecca and use the baggie so that I can keep it reachable. I won't have to dig for it. These are metal pieces from Rebecca. I think I got 2 of them here. Little filigree, and then there's some others in here. Rebecca Wills. She sells on Sunday afternoon. Sylvia says, yes, Kim. Oh, did Kim come in? Hi, Kimberly. Welcome in. Sylvia says, I have that same alphabet set. Just an FYI, I began the first week's 2026 revamping my craft room. Now the process is separating ephemera. It's nice to have order in my craft room. I agree. Well, my brother expects when I clean out my boxes that I'm going to throw, well, I do throw away stuff. But he says, you're just moving it from one box to another. And I'm going, that's the idea. He thinks I have to throw it all out. He gets so frustrated with me. I try to do it when he goes in and takes his nap. But I agree with you, Sylvia. I have a little bit more to sort in here, but it's starting to take shape. Oh, I don't think I'm going to get those big pieces in there. It's starting to take shape. I'll just set these over here for now. And I'm going to put this one in this baggie so that it'll be something I can pull when I put another number in. when I put another number in, I'll mark it as 18. And we'll put it, oh, was 18, no, 18 is the next number. So we'll just shake it up. Now the lid I'm not too sure of. I'm kind of wary. I think I'll get some washi tape for the lid because see, that could, we'll put washi tape on it. Make it pretty. Hold on. Let's see what I have here. I've got some of this cloth washi tape that I think I got from Miss. It's double-sided tape. Let's see what I have. I'm kind of liking the roses. We'll see how this works. And I'm not sure. I think I'll put it with the handle right in there. See how it works. Just cut me a piece. I'm going to start putting receipts in my commonplace journal. That doesn't mean I'm not going to have an idea. I told Dee Dee yesterday. I did catch Dee Dee. She was doing, Dee Dee was doing postcards yesterday, and she worked up these kits for a giveaway. They were yummy kits. I'm going, that's going to cost, well, she put them in envelopes, though. And she said they're 2 stamp kits. And so we'll see. She didn't have anything bulky. So I'm going to put this. Let's see. I think it's pretty strong tape. I almost feel like I could cut it in half. I don't know what kind of tape she used. That it's strong. It's not duct tape. And if I think I just use it on one side, I can open the lid. We'll see how that works. Let's cut a V. Get gunk on my scissors. Can't see it. Fit that down in here. There, I think that'll keep it when I move it around. And then I can open it up like that and pull a number out. That might need a little. I'm not sure how long that'll last. We'll see. This on my. I got a little piece left. Oh, I haven't pulled out the rest of my. But this is going to have to go in a cool place. And I have not, I built those shelves. I don't know if you I don't think I've showed them to you, but I built 2 more shelves to hold things. Let me put one up here. Put it up there. Okay. Sylvia has my same alphabet. All right, what else did I get yesterday? I have a big old sack of stuff here. And it's heavy, you guys. What did I have in here? Oh, I bought a pencil sharpener. I've been looking for a pencil sharpener that I can keep in here, and I got one for my brother. I got a Christmas book. I got lots of fabric. I got this pencil sharpener. Now let me zoom out because you won't be able to see it all. Hold on. Zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. Hi, Kimberly. Kimberly says, it's been my experience, Mary, that on this show you should not have candles. She is so right. I got a lot of stacks of fabric here because I'm starting to slow stitch again. And what else do I have here? I bought these yarn things. They were only $1. They were only $1. And I thought I would play with them. If anything, I could make tassels. And then I got this tape yarn. Well, I'll show you this more close up. This only cost me 50 cents. I think that's the end of my bag was heavy because of that pencil sharpener. Okay, so let's start with, we'll come back to because I want to test my pencil sharpener. See if it actually sharpens pencils. This tape, I call it, it looks like a tape yarn, but actually what it is, let me stand up and show you. You open it up and it's kind of like a little net type thing in there, which I guess I could use in my journaling, but I kind of like it just like this. I thought it, for 50 cents, I thought it would make some either ties or when I make tassels and things, this would be nice in a tassel. And it, at the end here, it kind of spreads out in a netted form. So that, I guess I'll put it back in the bag for now. I'll have to find places for the other stuff that I bought. I bought the Christmas book because books were on 50% off. I might already have this book, but they make nice journals, make nice December dailies. I think I've got 2 December dailies that I made out of these keepsake books. They're cross stitch and other things, mostly cross stitch. That's a well-known pattern. Leisure Arts, I think, did this. Yeah, it's a leisure art. Look at those old-fashioned Sannies. I might stitch those up. Wouldn't be that difficult. And of course the angels. So I think I only paid, I don't see, she took the price off, but I don't remember what I paid for it, but I don't think it was much. You see these books a lot. I'm getting the hiccups. And then I got this yarn. I only paid $1 for these big spools of yarn. And I could actually, see there's the dollar print there. And this one was only $1. I think I could tap with these. I know I could crochet. It's almost like a tape yarn. But it's kind of, is kind of a felty. It's kind of a felt type string. It's not a yarn. Well, you could call it yarn. That one, and then this one is fussy. This one got smashed. So I'm going to play with these. They were probably sitting in somebody's stash for a while. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Let me get a drink of water. Take a breath. I don't know if that's going to kill them or not. So I got those. I'm almost tempted to put those up on my shelf too, but we'll see. Put them back in the bag. And then, because I'm slow stitching with K3N, I bought all this fabric, and I thought it was was about $2 a bundle, but there are 16 to 18 pieces in there, and I think this is a cotton. I do think it's, and I wanted black. Black is kind of hard to find, but so I picked that one up right away. And then here's a dark blue. These will make nice backgrounds. And here's a beautiful purple color. This one doesn't feel like cotton. This one feels like a polyester. This one might be a polyester. It's got a sheen to it. This other one, I don't think. Yeah, these are not. If they're, it might be a blend, but I don't see the same sheen on these that I see on this. This has got a sheen to it in the back. Here's a red, and that might be a polyester, but it doesn't matter if I use it for the background. And then here's a light blue, and I think this is a cotton. It's hard to tell. It doesn't matter because I'll use them whatever they are. So there's what I got. Now that's the end of my craft haul, except I want to test my pencil sharpener. Put these back in the bag. I'm going to have to find spaces for them. I'll tell you, I've got to quit dragging stuff home. It's the thrill of the hunt, you guys. It's the thrill of the hunt. I should sort out some things to take back. All right, we're going to test this pencil sharpener. If I can find a pencil. Oh, I have pencils somewhere. What did I do with them? Oh. Over here's a green one. One of my favorite ones. I don't know what that is. Well, so maybe that's just air holes. Ventilation. Here's the little shaving catch-all. Let's find my plug-in. Yeah, it's I got stuff down here that, yeah, tipped my tin over. Hold on. Oh. I'm going to test this. I could have tested it there, but I didn't want to spend the time. They usually don't put stuff out unless they test it. Oh, it works! Yay! All right. I'll unplug it here. And let's fold this back up. What did I do with that rubber band? Here it is. I have manual pencil sharpeners, but I keep losing them. I won't lose this one. I'll put it up on the shelf. And I might have a pencil sharpening session one of these days. I'm gonna hold it. All right. Let me put this up with my teapot. That only cost me $2, $1.99. That's about what you pay for a manual one in the store. Maybe not quite that much. Let me put it up here. $2 electric pencil sharpener was certainly worth it, wasn't it? All right, that's the end of my thrift haul. Woohoo! Let me come out and see if anybody's been chatting. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate you coming in. Oh, you all left. It was at 17. I picked it up and 3 of you left. What? What? Come back. Whoops. All right. Well, we're left on Kimberly said, it's been my experience on this show that you should not have candles. Sylvia says, yes, Kim, I only have 2 big projects and a myriad of small projects. 2026 is no pressure year. That's a good idea, really. Sylvia says, I have that same alphabet set. I began my first weeks of 2026 revamping my craft room. Now the process is sorting ephemera. That's kind of what I'm doing now, is a lot of sorting. It's nice to have order in the craft room. Teresa was in here. Nancy Gill is here. Sylvia gifted me $2. Thank you so much, Sylvia. That's so sweet. I sure do appreciate it. And I think we're up to the top. So I'll move on. One of the things I want to do today, let me reach for it and put it over here. I found this little scribble journal that I started in January of 2025 watching Dee Dee Willingham, and I call this my Dee Dee Willingham at Inky Will Scribble Journal. Now this is all about the Society of Idea Collector. I'm going to zoom in. So when she did several weekly, I don't think she's done the weekly. I know she did one in January. I don't think she's been doing them weekly on this year, because she probably is happy with what she has. Society of Idea Collector, but she did these weekly last year. It looks like I taped 2 of my... How did you do, Mary? Let's just take those apart. Now I got goo. Well, we'll fix that. My little strip here. But I took notes. I take notes when I watch Dee Dee. I take notes. I was watching her yesterday. She had a pretty good show yesterday. Of course, everybody loves Dee Dee. Mary included. I like Dee Dee a lot. Still got a little sticky there? No. Stickies on this side. I taped my 2 pages together with my tab here. So I'm just taking this extra washi and putting on here. So I have what I call these scribble journals. And I keep them in my recliner. And I think that came out of Rebecca's. I make notes of stuff. I could really put these in my commonplace or my Society of Idea Collector themselves when I'm done, but I'm not done with it yet. So this is all notes, but in here at one place is where I started designing my content, what I was going to put on my content page. And I did that on January the 20th, I believe. This is the 15th. No. Here, content. Prompts online. Colors, no. That's not it. This is She's Still Talking. Here. Thinking about my tabs. So I have, all of these pages are tabs. I think I must have 40 or 50 tabs. And I started writing, they go clear over to here, and then I added some more yesterday. So what I want to do is, and I started it yesterday, over here, I was on number 8. I started with content tabs, calendars. Now that's what this, yeah, calendars, projects, lists, mind mapping, my bright ideas, stamping, thrifting. So under thrifting, I'm going to put the dates that I went thrifting, like I could do yesterday's, and like I could write down. I got a pencil sharpener for $2. I got fabric. I got yarn, two big spools of yarn for $1 a piece. But, and then I thought I would, what purpose, what am I going to use these for? And then number 8 was the do-it-yourselves. So I went over to, I got DIYs in there. I don't see DIYs here. Experiments, sewing, Latin. Let me finish writing here. I need a pen that, I guess I'll use this one. Do I have a Tombow? I've got a Sharpie. Let me pull this out. So I want to finish this list. Over here, I think this is my DIY here. Experiments, I think, is my next one. Experiments. 9. So these will be my content tabs. And then under the content tabs, you break it down further. One, two, your, like I'm putting these in numbers, you could do alphabets. Like my DIY might be that teapot, ways to use the teapots. Well, that might come under thrifting. But whatever you do it yourself. I can't think of one right offhand. Make a journal, I guess. Experiments. I like to experiment a lot with a lot of different things. Not everything works out, but I'm going to put an experiment tab. So that's this one and this one. Challenges, sewing, and Latin. Challenges would be if I participate in a challenge, and it does not have to be a craft challenge. I participated in 2 recent AI challenges where we were challenged certain days in October or the fall months to put up I think it was like four AI shorts a week. And then the last one was, that was a long one. It was over Christmas, over the holidays, from Thanksgiving through December 31st. So I could put under here art challenges, which I would most likely do, or DIY, or AI. Those are three I can think of. So those would be the A, B, and C's under challenges. Latin. Latin could be under, I think I'm going to change this one from Latin to things I want to learn. Things to learn. I might change the wording on that, but, and I've always, for the last several years, said I want to learn, I don't want to learn how to talk Latin. I don't even know if I could, but I want to learn, just get some of the verbiage, how they put things together. It's a goal of mine to learn Latin. And another thing that I want to learn, and I am actively doing that now, is AI. AI fascinates me. It just blows my mind. And I was watching a video yesterday of a young man who was getting interviewed, and he has said he wasn't a coder. He said, I didn't want to, how did he say that? He didn't want to get into all the math and everything, but he had an idea of how to make a voice response system, like when you call in on your phone and it says, it's a AI that handles your request or sets up a schedule or some type of thing there. And that's just my summary. It's more involved than that. But he's only a, I think he's a sophomore in college. And he's already going to have a successful business with what he's doing. And he mentioned something that caught my attention. He said he's going to college. He says everybody uses it. Everybody uses it. And that really caught my attention because I think there's a lot of resistance to AI, but among the younger people, they're latching on to it, you guys. They're latching on to it, and they should. In China, they're teaching AI to their preschoolers, probably at a very elementary level. But if we aren't careful, if we get so critical of it that we don't use it and we discourage the users of it, we might be losing out. Of course, there's always the biggies in AI, that, but I'm talking about the general people. So just my thought, AI is something, and I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much about it. And this is just, of course, what I'm learning from YouTube AI. I'm not using other AI processors yet. I'm trying to learn as much as I can just by using YouTube because it's free. And there are other free tools out there, but I like using it. Sometimes I get frustrated. I get frustrated with it sometimes, but I am learning a lot, and that's one of my goals, is to learn more about AI. I'm not saying you guys have to, but I'm saying you'd be wise if you did. All right, let's move on. Meri's off of her AI kick, so things I want to learn. And I put that in with the Latin. And then the other thing was sewing projects. So for me, my society of idea collector is more generalized and specialized into different projects, into different things, different categories. My commonplace journal is not this detailed, not this categorized, although this could fit into a commonplace journal, but my commonplace journal is more like when I had to take my brother for a doctor appointment. And, well, the first time when he had the consultation, we stopped to eat. And I saved the straw wrappers and the napkin and the little tissue off of, we ate at Freddy's. We like, my brother likes the prime rib that he gets at sandwich that he gets at Freddy's. And I usually have a hamburger. But I saved that, and that would be something. Now, I could put it in my Society of Idea Collectors, but for me, that's not spurring an idea right off the bat. It's just a note of something that I'm going to make a note that a lot of times when we go shopping or we go out for a doctor appointment or something like that, we'll stop and eat. And he usually, I do pay for some of it. I like to treat him, but he usually buys my meal for me. And I deserved it the other day, let me tell you. So, kind of got off the track here. Let's see, sewing was my last one. 13 is. But for me, categorizing it, my Society of Idea Collector is more. Now, last year's, let me stop a minute. Last year's, or the last couple years, my current Society of Idea Collector, which I have things I need to put in it yet. I need to finish it off. And I plan to. Let me put this over here. This is the one I'm using now. And it's getting full. It's getting full. But see, I don't have all the content. It was just more where I was putting things that spurred ideas, and I would write ideas, and this is great. I love this journal. This is fun, and I think this is like my third or fourth Society of Idea Collector journal. Dee Dee has them going from way back, but the next one is going to be Dee Dee style, using all the tabs. Now, I kind of had tabs in my very first one. My very first Society of Idea Collector was a composition book. And then I think I went to a wire-bound system. And I think that one that I showed you just now is my third one. But I'm going to use, Dee Dee is using a, she's using a 3-ring binder. And so that's the system that I'm going to go to next. But right now, I kind of set this down last year. I went into Junk Journal January, and I never really finished this. So I want to, this year, of course, I'll still be using my other one till I fill it up. But this year, I want to start building this one. So I ended with sewing, questions, and sometimes you'll say, I wonder if, or I wonder why. I have a little series that I started on YouTube, a little video series called Meri Wonders. And I might just make notes under that. Questions. Other things, other than who, what, when, where. So other than mind mapping, although I mind map a lot, but this is just more a random thought that I have. I wonder how far the moon is to the United States, or I don't know, I can't think of anything else, but let's see, other than SOIC, mind map, W's. All right. Story ideas. I get a lot of story ideas. Now, in my commonplace journal, I had found a newspaper of a hangar that's out here in our small town. It was World War II. They trained pilots here in this small town, and the hangar and the airstrip is still out north of town. It's all kind of dilapidated and, you know, closed down. But as I put that in my commonplace journal, I just think I was going to slap it in. I go, man, I could write a story about this, a fictional story. And so I would probably leave it in that part in my commonplace journal, but that's an example of something that I would take from my commonplace journal and put it under story. So I could put, let's see, I'm going to put story ideas here. And I could put a list of things, of ideas that I have, or things that prompt stories. I like to tell stories. I tell a lot of fib-diggity stories. We got another one coming up, things that prompt stories. And almost anything could prompt the stories, but i.e. photographs. The list, Dee Dee likes to take a list and pick 3 things off that list, or take 3 lists and take 1 off of each list. And then she'll do a piece of art, but usually there's a little story that develops with it. All right, let's keep going here. 15, I got stories. I don't know what this is. S-P-I-K-I-T-A. I don't know. S-R-I. I don't know what this is. And then 15 is my channel, things that I would want to do on my channel. I actually have a separate journal, especially that I kind of started with my membership area. But it doesn't include everything, so I could put the memberships under here. And also, I have an alternate channel called Mary's Place. Now, I might change that name, but it kind of supports my membership area. And that channel is actually a member of my main channel membership area. And I started using it because I could get into my own chats easier. I kind of struggled. I think I can still get into them from my main channel, but it's a little bit hard because I stream off of my phone. This, I want to develop this more for the members. I'm still working on that. I could have ideas for podcasts. I only got a couple ideas for podcasts. I've only got a couple podcasts out there, and they're old. I love watching Lindsay. She does a chat. She does a chat on Saturdays, and it's not really, I don't know if she puts that in her podcast area or not, but I love her sat chats. Now, I probably would not call mine a sat chat because I don't want to copy her, but ideas for, of course, I'm going to put for videos because kind of videos and shorts. But my ideas for my live streams kind of flow according to what's on, you know, project I'm working on. And then I could put, when I get inspired, like I get inspired by Becky a lot, and I get inspired by Dee Dee. I get inspired a lot. I could put inspiration, projects, inspiration. I'm not sure I might change that name, projects. But these are all things that I could develop on my channel. My channel needs a major overhaul. The format and I don't know, it just needs to be cleaned up. I haven't had time. All right, let's go on to 16, which would be, let's see, I got story ideas. Oh, under that, I have the word development. I don't know. I got the Meri Atelier. Resources. Now, resources would be like magazines, links, books, that type of thing. Things that inspire me. Newspaper articles. But probably links would be the main one. Like that, that company that puts out all those colors, the color of the year. I can't think of it right now, but that a link to that. A link to maybe the world clock. Something, it's a resource that you go to and use a lot. I'm not going to develop that too much right now. I just want to list them. 17, let's see, I got this one and I got that one. Stencils. I do like to cut stencils. I haven't done any recently. But stencils, and this would be, you might put handmade ones, handmade, or you might even keep a list of ones you have, ones owned. I haven't really got them organized too well. They're all over the place. I'll get there someday. Oh, clippings. I got clippings here. You could even put library here as a resource. I go to the library to get a lot of stuff. 18 would be wax seals. Wax seals. I play a lot with those. Haven't done much yet. Did I put stamping already? I think I did. Yeah, right here. All right. Quotes. You might run across a quote in a magazine, an art magazine. You might find one in a decorator magazine. You might find cut out a little journal spot and slap it in your idea collector, something you don't want to forget. Or it might be from a book of quotes, or it might be something that you had. I think Janet Nash does a lot of quotes on her channel. 20. Drawing or sketching. I haven't done a lot of that recently. I want to get out my big book and I want to sketch when I sketch off of either a photograph, I have old photographs, old black and white ones that I sketch from. But I also like to go out to wiki or public domain sites and sketch from there. Drawing/sketching. And you could get sources for inspiration. Or you could do a lot. I can't think of all. I don't really want to do all the sub ones yet. I just want to get my main ones done. But see, I've already got 20. Let's continue on. 21. I'm building my content categories. Books. So reading. Books. Mags. Newspaper. My brother orders the daily paper. I read it. He was grumping it went up to, subscription price went up to $200 a year. He didn't like that so well. I've already got sewing, drawing, slow stitch, slow stitching. I saw, when I was at that quote store yesterday, I saw a book. I almost bought it, but it was kind of expensive. It was all these stitches that you could use on crazy quilts. Whole book of them. And it was probably worth the price. I just didn't want to spend the money yesterday. But you could put stitches, techniques, techniques that you're learning, channels that you watch. I mainly watch K3 and Cloth Tales, but I also watch Sue Hiles does a lot of slow stitching, and Miriam's, is it Miriam's World? She does slow stitching. So you could put channels watched. And then under that, you could list videos that you like, and you could do projects under that. I'm getting into my subcategories. Let's move on, 23. I'll come back and do subcategories. I got plenty of paper left. But I'm going to go ahead and make the content page and put them in a binder, and then I'll go in and put subcategories after I get that done. But today we're just listing. So I got slow stitching, drawing. I've already got sewing, tatting. And I can think of a lot of subcategories there. One, I'm going to put design, because I'm still learning my design. I got books and reading. I already got that one. Colors. I think that comes more under lists, though. Do I have lists in here? Let's see. Project list. So I could put colors. Well, Dee Dee has a big list, and if I go back and look at my notes where she lists the lists. I actually have a list journal, and it's over here someplace. I like to do a lot of group lists with you guys online. I haven't done one for a long time. But you see, I bought a thrift book today, lists for your daily life or something. And Somerset Magazine puts out a list issue. What was I going to put under there? Colors. Now I got one here for journals. And under journals, I could put ones I made, ideas for new ones. I'm going to sneeze. I've got a lot of journals. I don't rival Dee Dee. I think Dee Dee probably has more journals I could ever expect, but this is more for ones I make. But you could also, I'm going to sneeze again. Well, I guess, but I also have some journals that are not made by me. I've got some from, I'm going to put by others that I own. I like to have journals from others, or journals that were made by other people. I got one I'm thinking of now that Cheryl Johnson sent me, and I never really worked in it yet, and I need to. But I have some that from Debbie Epp is an example that I will not destroy. I've got to take care of my sneeze here. Let me look at chat. Hi, Angie Brown. Hi, Becky girl. Good morning, lady. Hi, let's see, Linda. Hi, Dar. Welcome in, ladies. Dar says, good morning, Mary and Fibs. Angie said, Aunt Beck, I know you don't do Hobby Lobby, but they have their patterns for 50 cents. Angie says, if we get snow, I may clean out my craft corner. It needs it so bad. Becky says they are spreading salt in front of all the stores for preparation. Yeah, you guys are I don't know if you're going to get snow, but you think that's the ice storms. Those ice storms are not to be toyed with, let me tell you. Becky put away her groceries. Angie is saying good morning to Kimberly. Hello, Angie Brown. Becky was listening while she put away her groceries, and they're all put away now. Kimberly says, fun, good goodies. Kimberly says, it has been my experience. Okay, I'm back up to no candles for Mary. Hi, Legia. Oh, it's good to see you. Yeah, I think the bad weather the last couple years, as far as tornadoes and snowstorms, I think the South is really getting hit. I think the southern states, usually it's the northern states, but it seems like it's traveled south in the last couple years. I'm going, we're out of that danger zone. It's all down in Texas and Arkansas and traveling to Georgia and the eastern states, Kentucky and Tennessee. Legia says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Legia. Becky said she's not buying anything these days. But didn't you just do a... Oh, no, you didn't do a haul. You were showing... What were you showing? Oh, you were showing your quilt blocks. I watched that video, Becky. This morning, I think. Nancy's here. Sylvia's here. Dar popped in. Becky's here. Angie's here. I can't go up any further. Kimberly. Angie said she's making name tags to put on the bottom of her bowls. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I bought too much yesterday, I have to tell you. And you know what? I needed groceries. That's why I went. I've been putting off buying groceries. I did pretty good last month putting it off, but I was scraping the bottom of the barrel. And I needed coffee. Got to have my morning coffee. Well, I bought coffee. I got it home, and I opened it up this morning. I was going to have a cup of coffee. It was all coffee beans. I grabbed the coffee beans. Oh, no. So this morning I went on Amazon and bought a coffee grinder. I guess I'm going to grind my own coffee now. Oh, dear. Don't tell my brother. I spent, what, $39, $40? Almost, I think it was a $50 one, to tell you the truth. But it's supposed to come overnight. And then you get the warning when you check it out saying, it may be delayed because of the weather. I'm going, oh no. I've been drinking tea. Hi, Joyce Boring. Welcome in. It's good to have you. Becky says, we try to only buy beans as we have a coffee grinder. I guess I'm going to now too, Becky. I probably would have not done it. I couldn't really return the package because I don't even know if they take returns, but I already opened it. And I got ready to get some out, and they were all beans. Beans! Well, I have had freshly ground coffee, and I do like it so much better. You grind it yourself, you get that immediate flavor. It isn't ground coffee that's been sitting in a bag for goodness knows how long. Welcome in, ladies. It's good to see you. I have been making a list. I'm on number 25 of content tabs that I'm going to do. And I started a list last year, and I'm kind of finalizing it now so that I can actually build it. And what I have here, let me show this to you. Here are some tabs that I punched out. I have this. Where is it? Oh, is it up here? No, I think it's behind me. I have this tab maker. I don't know where it's at right now, so I'm not going to make them today anyway. I'm just going to do the list. But I got it when I was buying from Pearl. And it makes these little tabs. It makes the large ones. And it makes smaller ones. That I got, looks like I got some large ones in there. Smaller ones. These are all larger. I have small tabs written on here. Oh, here. These are small. So, and this could go for the, and these just happen to be all the same color, or nearly. So you could use the large ones for the content and the smaller ones. And I could probably even get them smaller than that, or make them a different color. But I punched these last year, and then I never got my list finalized. And now I don't know what I did with the tab maker. So we're not going to, I have them out, but we're not going to make them today. We're going to finish, I think I have close to 40 or 50 content. I'm on number 25. Hi, Homeschool Mama 4. I want to call you Jean. Are you Jean? Are you Jean? Yeah. Dar says, hi, Jean. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, Legia's got to go into work today. Thanks for stopping in, Legia, and saying good morning. She's got to work. That girl is a working career gal. I think she's a manager. I think she was telling me that she managed 2 teams. She's a leader in her field. Jean, it's good to see you. She says, yes, my name is Jean. Homeschool Mama 4. I think the wise thing you can do, at least through the primary years, maybe through, you know, your kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade, to homeschool your kids. And then if you want to send them to public school, you've kind of built that foundation. I am all pro homeschool. I'm pro homeschool. I don't have anything against public school. Well, I had some bad experiences, but, you know, public schools, they're not all bad. And there are some good people and the good teachers in the public school. I kind of had some bad experiences in my own life, but that doesn't mean everybody has a bad experience. And you know, that was years and years ago. Things have probably improved. You homeschooled all 4 through high school. Wow. It takes a special person to do that high school work, though. And I think it depends on the skill of the person. Like, you know, I could never homeschool somebody through calculus if they wanted to do. I suppose they have books and methods that you can, but I don't know. I don't know if I would personally attempt it, but if you have that education and if you have the smarts, I think. Now, I could probably homeschool somebody through art. High school art. Becky says she's got to get going. Have a great day. Have a great day, Becky. Becky inspires me a lot. By the last inspiration was these unfinished projects. I don't know if Becky saw it. She said she was listening, and I put it up above my little teapot with all the numbers for the unfinished projects. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jean says they do have books to help you through the calculus stuff. I do think, and I can see the way I am learning this AI. I think that homeschooling builds a foundation for lifelong learning. But here again, I won't disrespect public education. I think that they have a lot of challenges out there. And there's a lot that teachers and principals and the public has to deal with that you don't get with homeschooling. And I'm talking values here, personal values. And if you homeschool your kids, they aren't exposed to a lot of stuff that you would rather have them not exposed to, i.e. drugs, although they may be exposed in other ways, but at least they won't be exposed during education. And, if you have specific religious values, that I think homeschooling is a way to go. It's not for everybody. And here again, I would highly favor homeschooling through the primary years, maybe even through junior high. I'm not sure I personally could homeschool a lot of the courses in high school. I could do art. I could probably do history or literature. Math, I would probably, and science, I could probably do general science. I probably couldn't do, I don't even know if there's anything above general science. I could probably do a freshman general science course because I do like science. Chemistry, I think it goes to chemistry. I liked geometry in high school, but I'll tell you, and I got through Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 okay, but I stopped at the calculus course. I probably should have, general math and accounting, I went more into the business math side of things. Jean says, we were in Maryland at the time our kids were in school. We are in Ohio now and may have let them go to public, Our daughter is high school for now here in Ohio. High schooling. Yeah, not all public schools are bad. The one here in Nebraska, because Nebraska is such a conservative state, and when you get out in rural Nebraska, you're getting more conservative. Lincoln and Omaha are a little bit more liberal, and maybe even Kearney. But you get out in rural Nebraska, we've lost a lot of the small schools. Like small town schools have started closing when I was in high school. We've lost a lot of those small communities, which I think is sad. But yet, even the high schools that still have out in the rural areas are pretty conservative. And so in Nebraska, they don't have to deal, they do probably in some sense, but that's not to, like inner city New York. They don't have the same type of problems. I think my grandniece is getting, she goes to a public school. I think she's getting a good education. But she gets a lot of help from home, too. Her daddy's smart. Her mommy's smart. So, yeah. I'll tell you, if I homeschooled in art, I would not give grades. Do you give grades in homeschooling? See, I kind of lost out on that. I kind of left the education area and went into computer programming. Daughter has a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old, and she is homeschooling. Oh. Angie says their schools are good schools. They don't put up with things here. Yeah, it kind of depends on the school board, and I think a lot of the areas, I think there are good public schools out there. But when we went to school, and I'm talking we meaning 40 years ago, kids now face so many different issues that we didn't face when we were in high school. You did in high school. We were under oversight group that required grades. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't give grades in art. I don't know. Grading for me, maybe in math, I could see grades, and maybe some of the other areas. But art is so expressive unless you're going into graphic art or going into an art career like in a company or something like that. But I'm talking about art where you paint a picture. It is so expressive, and but it depends if you want to be a fine artist. I don't know. I have negative reactions for grading in art because it's such a subjective thing. All right, let me continue on here. Last one I did was journals made. I got books and reading. Here, journals. Color, I'm going to put that under lists. Journals, I did that one. Words. Now, words could go under lists too. So let me go to my list and did I put journals under my list? Well, actually, yeah, list journal. But I could list, a list journal is different than list of journals. How do I have that? Journals. But you could have, yeah, I got journals. Let's see. Words. I want to put words under list. Words. Just because it was one I have here, I'm going to put list. Prompts. We could put prompts. I think I'll make prompts a separate category. Because you can get prompts all over the place. One thing I like to do, Becky does prompts. Dee Dee does prompts. I think Dana Yates and there's a couple of others that I don't follow do prompts. And Janet Nash does prompts. But let's put channels that do prompt. Channels that do prompts. What I like to do is take a magazine, like Somerset, and it has like page number, and then you pick a technique off of that page number. I usually ask Random Orb to give me a list of numbers between 1 and 144, and then I'll work through those page numbers, and I'll go to that page, and I'll pick something off of that page for a prompt. I really like to play that for my prompt game. Picks from pages, I'm going to put. That's kind of like what I like to do, but there's all sorts of prompts out there. But I'm going to put it as a category. I might develop that later. Did I put down slow stitching? Yeah. People. People really go under lists too. But how about a to-do? Things to do. And I'm not talking about a list. I'm talking about, well, kind of like the unfinished projects. I'm not sure what I'm talking. That could go under list, but I'm going to leave it as a, I'm going to leave it, we could go finished, unfinished, or in progress, and done. We'll do it that way. I might alter some of this stuff. I'm just setting up my categories. Supplies. Now, you could list a supply list, but you could also have supplies that you like. I'm going to put like favorites, want, things that you want. Like I sure want a brother scan and cut. But things that you like, well, I got that favorite. Things that you don't like, well, put dislikes. I'm going to put go-tos and why. Like I was going to my fine liner, which I may not be able to find much anymore. Let's see. Calendars, project list, mind mapping. I got all those. My bright ideas, stamping, thrift hauls, DIYs. Let's go back to that. I can put that under here. I wasn't here. Number 8. Upcycling, recycling. Things I completed ideas for. So let's put upcycle, recycle, ideas for kind of subcategories that I don't want to lose. Yard and garden. We have to do yard and garden here. That's 28. Yard and garden. Now, you could put how many days you mowed in 2025, the layout of your garden. Like last year was a lot of prep work. I did so much prep work that all my planting was late. So we really didn't have a very good output. But my brother, we didn't think we were going to get much watermelon because the rabbits ate the first ones. I kept planting it. Watermelon seed sprouts really fast. But by the end of the year, my brother was giving away watermelons. He said, I gave away some more watermelons today. 28. Okay. So yard and garden, I got list seed, flowers that you want your planning projects to do. Art hacks was 29. Art hacks. Under that, I'm gonna I got recipes. Like for rust, topaz pearl girls, a modeling clay, paper, mache, embossed drippage. These are art hacks. My embossed drippage is my art hack. I'll have to do that sometime. Ways to melt crayons. I'll go note. Refer back. I don't want to write them all down here. Refer back. Hopefully I'll know what that means. All right, 30. I want to put down bookbinding. And I might do something with that. I might not, but it just hit me right now. I want a category for bookbinding. And that includes journals. Well, it's books, but writing techniques, I'm thinking of. Techniques for binding. I think when we were doing our zines, we came up close to 13 or 14 different ways to bind our zines. Yarn, let's see, art hacks. What else do I have here? I think I already have experiments. Some of these I repeated. Tatting, supplies, journal, resources, quiz, things to learn. Experiment was number 9. And see, I've got the success or failure results. They put that under, it's under 9. Results. What? Success or failure. Just kind of make little notes to me when I do the subtopics. Challenges, I think I already did that one. From yourself, from others, and the result. Sewing, what you want to learn to do. Like I want to learn to do free motion quilting. I haven't really pursued that. Consider a local class. Making bags. I'm still looking for, I'm not talking about fabric bags, I'm talking about project bags. I'm still looking for that vinyl that has the thread running through it. Latin, I got that one. Questions, I got that. Stories, ideas, outlines. Did I put stories in here already? I think I did. Stories. Calendars, projects, lists, mind mapping. I might go through these and organize them a little bit, or stamping, thrift hauls. I have to have an index of my contents. DIYs, challenges, things to learn, sewing, story ideas. Under here I got ideas, outlines, so I'm going to have to refer back when I get to my subcategories, because I got them a lot more under these previous ones. The Meri Atelier, my resources, I've got that. Stencils, Fracture. Fracture is really a art technique. Maybe I'll put art techniques. Art technique might not be the word, but I'm going to use it now. I'm going to put fracture art under there because I like to do that a lot. And there are other things. Collage comes to mind. Painting. Yeah, all these art techniques. Sculpture. I don't do much sculpture, but you could subcategorize that into like clay, working with clay, or working with your little, I quit buying that stuff that, I can't think of it now. They sell them in little squares and you run them through your pasta maker. I quit buying it because it's so darn expensive. I'll make my own. Let's see, wax seals, drawing, sketching, slow stitching, tatting, books and reading, things I want to learn, colors journals. A lot of repeats here that I've already written down, so I'll have to refer back. Words, prompts, work here. Workbooks, 32 workbooks, and I'll address that later. I don't want to get into a conversation about it right now. Workbooks, and I'm going to put my commonplace category in here. Commonplace, because I want my commonplace journal and my Society of Idea Collector to work hand in hand. I want them to hold things. I see my Society of Idea Collector as being more categorized and more tuned to spurring ideas and getting ideas. I see my commonplace journal more as casual things like, well, you could put your receipts inside of the Society of Idea Collector and keep track of your receipts, how much you spent for fabric, how much you spent for beads, how much you've spent on a haul. That could go in your journal, but I tend to more slap something like a receipt in my commonplace journal and say, I shopped at such and such a shop yesterday and this is what I got. Let's see, let me go on. Commonplace. I got recipes. Spiritual. Spiritual would be a private one. Now, I might put that in commonplace. I may take this category out of my idea collector because I see it more as a writing thing. I could put it in my writing journal. I could put it in my commonplace journal. One thing that I like to do, and I haven't done a lot of it recently, and I learned it from my church friends and from Bible study groups and like that. But one thing I like to do is write psalms. I like to write my own psalm, something where I'm either praising God for myself or I'm expressing to God in kind of poetic form. And I got a little book of psalms that I wrote. Nature, news, letters, and I think those are the end of them here. To-dos, written correspondence, journals, design, and create tabs. So I think that, let's see what I got over here. I think I'm pretty much done. This is January 20th to 25. This is from Watching Dee Dee from January 20th. She was talking about stories. Make a story. Make something of story types. Things in a fantasy story. Make a list of things in a fantasy story. And then I put a note here, record Dee Dee's list, because she was talking away and I couldn't write as fast as she was talking. January 27th, Dee Dee said she did not need to make a new one, but was interested in how she started a new one. Oh, she was interested in how to make one, so she started a new one. She said, she kind of where I'm at now. She said she didn't need to make a new one, but she was interested in how to put all of it together, so she started a new one, even though she really didn't need it at that time. See, even here I wrote down an idea on the 27th. Make a hand-bound commonplace book. I got commonplace book definition here. Look up wiki definition. She showed tabs. We will have different depending on our interest. You will have constant change. Never finish unless you fill it up. I think that's the last journal last video I watched on the 27th. These are my notes from watching her. She talked about making tabs. Buy more carving blades, I put. Oh no, here's a note on February 3rd, Dee Dee prompts. Dee Dee gave a list of prompts. She's talking about making the tabs in here. And this is where I started my listing off my... So I thought I'd have close to 40 or 50, up to 34. But some of them that I had written down here, I said could go under the list stuff. And I might think of some later on. And that's why having a ring-bound system really works, because you can always put in a new content tab. And of course, you'll want a contents. Let's put that here at the top. You'll want a contents and an index. So you'll want tabs for those. I guess I'll put them here. Make a content tab. And under that, I'll probably just put a list them, what you have, and then if you want any new ones. And then you want an index tab for sure, because you'll want to flip back to it. Content tab may not be that important, but you'll really want an index tab. So that's, well, I'm going to put 35, 36, just so I can get an idea of how many pages I'll need. And I'm going to review this offline. Sometimes it's hard to think of things while you're online. So this is my Dee Dee Scribble Journal, my for the Society of Idea Collectors. And she told me that she did a couple of videos this year. One for sure. She said, go look at her playlist. Dee Dee has a playlist of Society of Idea Collector. So I haven't looked at it yet, but I will. I've been pretty busy and pretty preoccupied. But I'll take notes on it in this little scribble journal. I wanted to finish off my content tabs. Now I have some of this parchment paper that I got at the thrift store. It's really thick, and that's what I'm going to do my tabs on. So let me put that aside. Let me come out and look at chat. This message is held for review. Getting ready to head to, oh, she's getting ready to mom school. I think the show. Another creator just handled that. She said she's getting ready to head out to see her mother-in-law. Have a great day. That's Jean at Homeschool Mom. She's going to go see her mother-in-law. Did Jersey come in? Hi, Coloring View. Welcome in. Hi, Jersey Laura. She says, I'm excited to see you. I hope that you're well rested. I know how much we all... Oh, thank you, Jersey. You need time to get things done in life. Yeah, that's how my January has gone. Well, I think it was kind of left over because from Christmas and the holidays, and then my brother had a couple of doctor appointments, and you know, we were just on the go, and it just really tired me out. Even like yesterday, I had to go get groceries because I was running out of groceries. Oh, thank you, Jersey. Coloring View says, I'm running out after lunch. Save me some bread, eggs, and milk, Angie. Angie must be going shopping. Coloring View says, the weather is going to show out in the next couple days. Yeah, down south they're going to get hit, I think. And she said she's going to have to go. She's going to the store before it all gets bad. I think there are going to be a lot of people going to the store. Oh, Jean is gone, but she said, Mary, I remember when you used to drive about town and draw. That was in Wisconsin. Madison was really a fun place to do urban sketching. Around here there are things, but it's more rural. I have to drive to other towns to do my sketching. I might try to do more of that in the spring. I started out urban sketching, I think in 2012 or 13. I think it was around that time I started calling it drive-by sketching, because I never really got out of my car when I did that. It wasn't really plein air. Now I call it urban sketching, and they've always called it urban sketching, but now I call it urban sketching. Yeah, I used to do a lot of that. All right, we talked about schools and homeschooling. When Jean came in, Dar was here. She says, hi, Joyce. Joyce popped in. Becky says they grind their coffee beans. Legia popped in and said, Happy New Year. She headed off to work. Teresa was here. Linda was here. Dar is here. She said, good morning, Mary and Thibs. Angie popped in. She says they're selling patterns for 50 cents at Hobby Lobby. Becky said they're spreading salt in front of all the stores. Kimberly was here. She told me I can't have candles at my desk. Sylvia dropped me a super chat. Sweet of her to do that. Woohoo! Thank you, Sylvia. All right. So what else did I want to do this morning? I did the teapot. I did my Society of Idea Collector. I did my hauls. What time is it? I've got 45 minutes left. I want to repair some boxes. And let's start with this one because it's small. And I want pretty boxes. So I've started putting, I put gift wrap on that one. This was a watercolor box, but see, it's a nice little hold pencils, and I've got an overflow over here, even in my Angie oval bowl. And this was some sample paper, a swatch card, and I got this little tray. I might leave that in there for now, but it's broken. It's broken here. So I want to repair this. I think I'll repair this one on the inside there. And I'm just going to do it with my painter's tape. You know, I'm tempted, since this tape was so strong, I'm tempted to repair it with this. What can I get in? I'd have to, I don't think I can get inside of this. So I have to use it on the inside. But I think this is pretty strong. Let's tear the... This is not just, I don't know what kind of tape this was she used. Rebecca did these. They're little cloth, double-sided tape. You guys may not be able to see me do this. I'll take this tray off. I can hold it like this. on there. Let me fold this back now. And there. And I think I got some more of that from Miss Rebecca. What color is this half piece? I've got another haul coming from Jacqueline, and I've got a haul coming from Rebecca. Jacqueline sells tomorrow, Fridays at 4 p.m. is her usual sale time. Rebecca sells on Sunday afternoons. I think Debbie Epps is having a sale this coming Saturday. $2 p.m. I think. 2 p.m. or 2:30, one of those two, Central Time. Debbie sells a lot of dyed papers, and I think she did a pre-sale show because of the weather. And she was thinking power might be out for some people, so she did a pre-sale show. I think she's got project bags for sale. Now, I want to get rid of all labeling on here. And I'll just put this in one of my bags. But how would it be? Now this will still be, you can still see through it, but, or, let's see what I have here. No, I cleaned all that out. Ooh, how about this? Oh, it just about, I could do it that way. Or I could paint marker in there. Or I could put this under it. Like, could double it up maybe. It doesn't, it kind of takes away from the, maybe this is not the right thing to use. Ooh, but I do like that. And this is doubled because it's got a seam there, and I don't need it doubled on this side. I like that a lot. Let's do that, and then I won't have to paint the box. So I'm going to put this, which was the swatch tag, and it should really go in the box, but I don't do swatches. I never refer back to swatches. I usually swatch as I go. Say, is this the color I want? How does this look? Here's some darker color. We'll test both. These are Jacqueline's dyed cheesecloth. I've got a whole jar of it. Let's see what I have going here. I think I was doing a journal page here. Not sure where I was putting them. Napkins. That was a sort thing. Hold on. Oh, I know what I'll do after I do this, because this won't take me 45 minutes. I saved out some I mean, this is from Jacqueline's last haul. I saved out some of Jacqueline's sunshine papers. I was going to start folding them. And we will finish with that. Let me put these in here. And not all of these will be from Jacqueline, but it will all be together in a bag. And I want to put these in there. I also have my December daily, or not my December daily, but my January seasons journal to work on. That's just a paper. Get this off my desk. These go in the Halloween zine. Alright, Let me hold this up and put it aside. Oops. Crunching paper sometimes drives people batty. Hold on. All right. I think this was from Jacqueline's last. I think I want to mix these. Put that one on the bottom. I don't know if I want. See what the other side is. Is it? That's light too. I want dark. So I may trim off this light part. And my scissors. We'll use that for something else. I'm not throwing it away. So I want that to go down maybe to there, a little bit further, right in there. Ooh, look how dark that is. I like that darkness. I'm gonna use that. Don't worry, this will all get used. And then I want for here. So I want that. Should put that back in my jar. And then I think I'm going to put some gold on top of it. And then once I get this down, I'm going to put this free gift from Rebecca Wills on here. I'm wondering if I can work better if I put it this way. Might cut this a little shorter. Like that. Oh, I'm loving it. I am loving it. Yep, that works for me. I think I'm going to cut this gold just a little bit shorter, though. So I see the brown behind it. Up there. Let's put the brown down first. I'm just going to use it like this. I'm going to put it on with my Fine Art glitter glue. With the beautiful little pin tag that I got, the pin that I got from Rebecca. Let's put that up there. And where's my sharpened pencil? I want to do some marking here so I know where to put my glue. There. Hopefully I can see this later. In there. Maybe in there. I think I'm going to have to refill this pretty soon. Oops. Get my glue flowing here. Come on. Come on. May have to take this off. Got to get my glue flowing. Hope I can get this part out. Yeah, take a bit of towel here. Clean that up. Yeah. Should be flowing through now. Pin goes through good. All right, let's see what happens here. Yeah, I got gunk on it. Now I got gunk on my there it comes. Now I need to get my old tools out because I need a glue spreader. Let's see if I just use this. Kind of spread it out a little. And it's going to soak through this fabric anyway, but that's okay because I want to put the tag over it. All right, I want the, now I got gunky hands. I want this down first. And I might go in and set those ends down a little. And then I'm going to put this over it. And I'm just going to dab very lightly around here. Let's put it this way. So, the idea is to watch for boxes that you can decorate up and make pretties. Boxes. I'm wanting pretty boxes. Let's put a little under there. Oh, let's put a little under here. Hold that down. Now this will dry, and let's put this on here. This was a free gift from Rebecca Wills. from her sale. It's a nice way to use it on this box. Yeah, I had a gunky there. Still there. Let's throw this away. Hold on. Get it inside the sack. I'm really happy with it. I'm kind of zoomed. Now I could put some of these filigree things on here. I don't know if I want to, but they would look nice. Let me zoom out. Can you guys see that? Come over this way a little. Let me put this pen back in my... Now that I got it cleaned out. This came from Rebecca too. It's a little beaded pen. Keep for your glue. Let me zoom out a little. Can you zoom out? Just a teeny bit. Whoops. I can't see for that light is shining. Did I get zoomed out or? The light shines right on my camera. Can't see what I'm doing. There, you can see most of it. I think I need to zoom out a little more. There we go. There we go. So now, open this up and I'll put this tray back in here for now. This held watercolor set. I might do something with this Chinese writing up here, but not now. And I could put markers. My Angie bowl. Here's my Angie bowl. And the other one's about the same. What does this say? Vintage Christmas. That goes in the Christmas stuff. But I really just need this for pins. So I could put, I don't know if that fit. Yeah, I guess it does. Miscellaneous stuff that I tend to, that's my light bulb stamp that goes over in there. Some little feather beads. So I just want to keep maybe my carving tools in there. Got more carving tools out. Scissors, I could put extra scissors. I keep one pair in here. Keep one pair and one pair of the black ones in here. And then my little, I like to keep my little one in here. And that's full. I got some wire. A spoon for wax stuff. This is all stuff that's out on my desk. This is Over the River and Through the Woods. This is from a spine off of a book that I'm altering. I don't know if this will fit in here. This is I got that from Debbie Epps. Pencil can go in here. Pen, Sharpie pens, gold pen. Scrappy stuff needs to be thrown. Well, for now I'm gonna leave it. Put that extra pair of scissors in there. Pen, see, I've already got filled my Angie bowl, but it's getting so full. I want some pencils in there. it's getting so full. I'll put that pencil in here. Some more beading wire here. Oh. All right, I'm gonna put this over here, but I think first I'm gonna close this up and put this. Hate to put it over my beautiful lady, but, and it's still overflowing. I'm still overflowing. Let me put this over on here first. And I got more over here that needs sorted out. There's another Rebecca dangle. That could go in. Hold on. I think this was something I was playing with the wax, the glue. The glue. I'm not sure what I was doing there, if I was even doing it. I got another stamp head that could go in there. All right, let me just get this stuff. It's more organized. It's not perfect because I've got so many pins out. And I keep that clip in there, kind of holds everything together. Let me throw this stuff away. All right, one more thing I want to do before I leave, if I can find it. I got sunshine paper. Is this the sunshine? No, I want to fold up that sunshine paper. Hold on. I think it's behind me. I want to start my sunshine journal. And the best way to start is start folding the paper. And I've got lots of paper from Jacqueline. Every time she does some, there's my tab. We'll play with that the next screen. My tab cutter. I want to start folding some sunshine paper. I got two. This will make. These will make journals. This is not all sunshine. Through the sea. But these are sunshiny. So let's. This was a bundle, it looks like. Let's just. How did she do that? Take the ribbon off. It's kind of a tape ribbon. I'm going to put all the sunshine stuff together. Not all of this in here is sunshine, I don't think. The majority is, but Lovely's Crafting Lodge, thank you for supporting my business. You're very welcome. And where am I going to put that? Right here for now. So, I think this was a part of a haul that I did. I don't think this was a bundle, although it came up bundled. Let's pull out the, oh yeah, I see. The reds are all in another, is it all in another bag in there? No. Pull it out. So I want these out. And I want these. Beautiful! Beautiful! These are not sunshine. This is. Alright. And this is all different colors here. Some reds, greens, and kind of a lavender gray purple. It looks like a couple of sheets. No. And then this. So this is going to go back in the bag. These are. I tell you, I think I have an entire box of Jacqueline papers. And I don't buy as much as some of the other people do. I usually just buy a couple sheets at a time, but except unless it's her sunshine stuff. Just wait till I get off onto another kit. Oh, that other one goes in there. And let's see what else is here. Oh, this is the Angie bowl. Hold on. Goes over there. Put this in that bag. All right, but I have all of this. Sunshine on my shoulder makes me happy. Let's see if I can get this off. I have a place for this. I wouldn't work so hard getting it off, but I want to show you what I'm going to do with it. We are going to go into this calendar, and today's the 22nd, January 4th, February, January 30th, 26th, 25th, 24th, 23rd, 22. To have someone who wants to absorb us, who wants to understand the shape and structure of our lives, who will listen for more than our words, is one of friendship's greatest gifts. Where can I put this? You know, I feel like cutting it. We're going to experiment. We're going to cut it at an angle. So I have to go this way and half. I guess if I just cut it in half and then angle it. She always puts these. I get several of these from Jacqueline. I'm going to put it this way and this way. And then as I add ephemera to this, as I get ephemera, I might add more. I'm not going to add this, but here I could add this. And that would look nice on there. But I'm not going to do it now. We'll keep this close by, and a lot of my desk scatter will go on there. I want to open up this in the last few minutes and get all of this in one. Yummy. And these I'll put back in. The smalls I'll put back in for now. Oh, yummy! Yummies. And I think I got some smalls over here. Sunshine! It's a good day to start Sunshine Journal in January. She probably wondered if I was ever going to start it. These could go in there. Are you ever going to start that Sunshine Journal, Mary? All right, so I'm left with, well, I'll come back to those. I want the full sheets. What time is it? It's 8:47 here. My clocks are kind of out of sync, but I'm going to go by the one that's 8:47. I think it's the one that's closest, furthest ahead. I'm going, is it 5:57? 5:53, 5:55 this morning. I was getting all these different times. All right, I'm just going to start folding these papers in half because my Sunshine Journal is going to be half pages. I'm not going to do full pages. And so I'll start here for the next couple minutes and fold pages. We're going to do a sunshine journal. And I have a lot. Looks like let's put this. She was making tea-dyed hearts this week. Jacqueline was. She sells, I think she's going to sell tomorrow, Friday at 4 p.m. Jacqueline at Lovely's Crafting Lodge. She hasn't. She usually pops in here in the morning. She must be busy this morning. She hasn't popped in, or I would pin it for her, but she's got to come in if she wants me to pin it. I will promote it, but she's got to come in here and say something to me. Sylvie says she's got to go get her money. Oh, wait, I'm way back behind. Hi, Brooke. Brooke Lawrence. She says, hey, Meri and everyone, I'm going to be lurking while I'm cuddling. I woke up with a headache. Oh, dear, I'm so sorry. I hope that goes away for you. Hi, lovely Malia. Malia says, good morning, lovely people. I've been lurking while cleaning my kitchen. You and Becky both cleaned your kitchens today. And Jersey is here. And I think I'm caught up with chat, which is okay because I want to fold papers anyway. I've got a lot done this morning. We did a haul from Rebecca. We did my thrift hauls. I sorted out my unfinished projects and put them in a teapot. We worked on Dee Dee's Society of Idea Collector contents tabs for my new Society of Idea Collector journal. And I know what happened to my old one that I started in January. I got this bright idea to put this, not modeling paste, it was a paste that I made, well maybe it was modeling paste, on a 3-ring binder. And it was a bright idea that kind of flopped. I ended up cutting it off, but when I cut it apart, the binder fell apart. I didn't realize that the vinyl was holding all that journal together. I thought it had cardboard in it, or well, I guess it did have cardboard, but the cardboard wasn't connected to the spine. When you cut the vinyl off, it all fell apart. So I think I ended up throwing it all away. But I have another 3-ring binder behind me. And I've got one. You guys, I did rent a storage unit. I don't have much in it now, but my binders are in it. I acquired some thrift haul 3-ring binders, but they were taking up space, and I put them out in the storage unit. I got to keep an eye on my time. My clock says 8:51. This is going to be a lovely journal. Look, it's already getting fat. And I got all this to go. And I think I have more sunshine pages. I might have to do them by volumes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And these are, I think this is like her 32-pound paper. These are not little papers. They're pretty sturdy. But I'm wondering if I should stop at, what did I say, 11, 12? I wonder if I should stop at 20. Because 20 times 4 is 80 pages. 4 pages to a sheet. I think I got 12 there. We'll see. I'll fold them because I want them all folded anyway. And see, they're different. See, this is a much lighter color. Am I out of frame? I haven't got my camera setting settled yet. So this is Tuesday. This is Thursday. I think Paint Girly comes on after me this morning. And I've noticed Tanya and Lisa have been doing some videos. I used to watch them all the time, but Tanya and her husband travel a lot. And Lisa had some issues, private issues that she needed to take care of. But I think they're slowly getting back online. And they used to stream on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, but I don't know if they're going to continue that. But one thing I know for sure is Beth Schuler will be streaming tonight at, this is Thursday, so she streams at, I believe, 6 p.m. Eastern. And I don't know, she might have changed her time since I've watched her. Because I haven't been watching very much of anybody. I usually get Dee Dee and Becky watch, but even then I kind of slipped. Tonight, who's on tonight? That's Schuler, and then, of course, later at night, you usually have Juju and Ginger Cat Pam. Way late at night. Tomorrow morning, it'll be Friday. I am planning on streaming unless I wake up and say I can't face it. But I usually post if I'm not going to stream. I don't think I did the last time. I think I just went back to bed. And then on Fridays, I'll stream on Friday morning. And then Carol McDonald, well, not McDonald, Carol Basoski, My Quiet Corner, she streams after me on Fridays. I go until 9 Central. And Barb Owen usually streams on Fridays. I don't know what her schedule is anymore. I always announce that she's going to stream, and then for some reason she doesn't. It says it's 8:55. I'm going to see if I can't finish folding these. Boy, there are some pretty papers in here, let me tell you. And I will stream again tomorrow night at 7:30. Our amaryllis plant has 4 blooms on it. I noticed Becky showed a video of, not a video, but a short of her amaryllis, and it's white. It's really pretty. Ours is pink, but my brother said, only has 1 bloom. Well, it wasn't finished blooming. I'm going to save these 3 hold ones off for now. I just got a few left to fold here. Oh, these are the cards. They're about the same size, but not quite. Let me put that one up. Are they all cards? That one's a card. Are these all cards? These are all cards. I'll come back to those because I could do those separately, maybe as inserts or something. When I say cards, they have this kind of a beautiful frame around them, and you fold them in half. But they're a little bit smaller than these. Not too much. And then I got the notebook paper, which I'm deciding what I want to do with. I could put those maybe in the same. We'll see. So let's me count how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 times 4 is what? 4 carry 2, 8, 104 pages. And then it will probably be a big fat journal once you get all your ephemera in it. And I will probably do Coptic stitching on it. I seem to like that. So it is 8:57 according to my clock, which I'm not sure is set. So for thumbnail, for a thumbnail. What do I want for my thumbnail? What did I do this morning? Where's my Dee Dee journal? Let's write down. Let's do my Dee Dee journal here. Content tags. We'll do it this way. This will be my thumbnail. I started it on the 20th. Let's make this. Today is what, the 22nd? We'll make it the 22nd. So Dee Dee knows I'm working on my Society of Idea Collector. Now I'm going to have trouble with that closing. There we go. I'll make that my thumbnail, and it'll be zoomed in so you can see some of my contents. So I want to thank you guys for coming. You love to decorate a good box. Oh, I should have done my box too. Well, we'll show that another time, but I'll show it here. This is the box. This was a watercolor box. And I put some Jacqueline cheesecloth on it. See, all that has dried. And this tag came from Rebecca. And you open it up, and I have stray things that were on my desk. Some wire, this little pasta roller, a spoon I use for waxing, one of my carving tools. I've got the others over there. Should go in here. A stamp head. And let's put this other one in there. Couple of stamp heads, some pencils. Maybe I'll do my box as a sorry Dee Dee, thumbnail. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing a bit of your Thursday morning with me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I think Carol McDonald's going to be coming on next. If she streams. If she doesn't stream, she'll let you know. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend. I hope to see you tomorrow morning. And if you're down south, stay inside, stay safe, stay warm. Bye.